Gaming app is the fastest, cleanest, and most personalized way to stay connected to the gaming world. Anytime, anywhere. Get all your news in one place with fewer ads, more features, and a design built for how you actually read on your phone. And if that's not enough, unlock Insider Gaming Premium or Premium Plus for ad-free browsing, personalized feeds, weekly subscriber-only podcasts, and so much more. Download the Insider Gaming app today for free on Google Play or the App Store. Hello, everyone, and welcome into Insider Gaming Weekly, a video game podcast, episode 51. It is February 13th, 2026. Mike Straw here, as always, with Tom Henderson, Grant Taylor Hill, A to the P, Albert Perkins. We have a lot to talk about. Tom's exhausted. Don't know how he's here. I'm feeling tired or some sort of way, but I'm happy I've won some money, except just now because Germany pulled it off on the last stone, and now I'm sad.
Oh, no.
Literally happened while it was going on. The last stone throw, and it cost me the parlay. Thanks. What the Italians disappoint me in the end. But we are here. It is Insider Gaming Weekly, a video game podcast. Fellas, how you feeling today? Tom, I know you're tired.
Yeah, I'm knackered. Yeah. 28 hours of travel, I think.
Oh, God.
And I'm one of them people who can't sleep on planes, so it was just awful. I think I dozed off a couple of times, but it was one of those, when your head falls and then you shake yourself up and you're like, ah. And yeah, I got home, had 3 hours kip, and I'm back on the grind.
Man,
and Mike's
crazy.
Disappeared.
Where'd Mike go? He's gone. Wow. He's
tired
gone.
he
I guess the news stunned him so much that he had to disappear there, Tom. Oh man, that's your beast mode for being on here. That's crazy. So kudos.
Dedication.
To you.
Just sheer dedication to the leadership. That's what it is, man.
Yeah.
Oh wait, do we have two Toms now?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, the camera crashed, so I'm fixing the camera.
Oh, why do I sound like that? Oh,
I thought the word was only good enough for just one Tom Henderson. I'm like, hold
we
on.
have all the snowmobiles.
Oh man. While Mike gets that sorted out for me, man, I just been mad busy with my Monday through Friday 9 to 5. That's why I wasn't able to make the show last week, but I'm here back in the saddle again. It's nice to be talking with you guys again and hanging out with you and talk about all things state of play, Highguard, and everything else under the sun as well. Looking forward to it, guys.
I think State of Play was actually I know we're going to get into it later on, but I was pleasantly surprised. Like, I usually go into these thinking, with my prejudice, thinking it's going to all be Japanese anime games and stuff. And there was a lot of absolute bangers from yesterday's broadcast. I was very excited to see some of the stuff come up. I've got a few. I came away with more than a few wish list items, including what was I'm going to get ahead of myself, but the best thing from John Wick, man. John Wick, when that came on and they had, because we knew it was coming. We said in January, Lionsgate, they greenlit or were developing John Wick and a Saw game. Don't care about Saw, but John Wick, I was like, okay, that could be pretty cool. They did the hex thing, but that wasn't much of anything. But then when it came through and we saw the way he was moving and stuff, I'm like, that's textbook straight out the films, right? And I was like, they're deliberately masking his face a bit. I was like, what's he going to look like? Who's playing this guy? Because I'm like, who else is going to play John Wick? If they get some some what's the word? Like an impersonator, it's not going to be right. And then the camera pans up and it's Keanu's face, and he's just like, yeah. I'm like, oh my God, Keanu. I'm like, that's the guy from Cyberpunk. It's crazy, man. It was so good. I'm really excited.
That's the guy from Cyberpunk.
That is Johnny Silverhand. They got the guy from Cyberpunk to play him. That's crazy.
Yeah, legendary video game actor who's breathtaking.
Exactly. I'm very excited, though. I'm really excited for that. I know that it's probably years away, considering it doesn't even, have a name.
It's just John Wick, excited. Untitled. But they sent out a full press release. They told you it's going to be on It's going to be on PC, or PlayStation 5 series. Probably, depending on when it comes, next gen.
And Chad Stahelski's involved with it as well. That's really cool. The fact that it's going to be as authentic as you could possibly hope for. That's really cool.
But we'll get into State of Play, the longest State of Play in history. But before that, a reminder, download the Insider Gaming app, free on iOS and Android to get the latest news directly to your phone with push notifications, feeds, a daily trivia game that, you know, it's turned into a really big competition in the Insider Gaming Discord. Join that as well. Like, people talk about it every day, whether it's the work one or the community one. It has become a source of competition. So download it today. If you want to guarantee your question right on the air, you can consider leaving us a super chat. But we'd prefer if you support us by signing up for an Insider Gaming Premium or Premium Plus membership, where you get custom push notifications, custom news feeds, Discord perks, and exclusive shows like Access Granted, Lords After Dark, and more coming soon. Also, leave a like and subscribe to this. Call to action's over. We got a lot to talk about. Highguard is I want to say dead, but I don't want to say dead because it's not dead yet, but it's staring down the barrel. This week, while we were in Vegas, and we're going to talk about DICE too in a minute, because this was what will extend, because once this news broke while Tom and I were in Vegas for DICE, it became the whole topic of conversation, like everywhere. But Highguard developer Wildlight Entertainment announced mass layoffs. I believe it's at least 100 people who were shown the door from the numbers I have, after 2 weeks of Highguard, where they said player numbers don't matter to us. Apparently, that was a lie, because a number of employees took to social media that they had been let go. Wildlight released a statement when it happened saying, quote, "Today we made an incredibly difficult decision to part ways with a number of our team members while keeping a core group of developers to continue innovating on and supporting the game. We're proud of the team, talent, and product we've created together. We're also grateful for players who gave the game a shot and those who continue to be part of our community. As of now, there's 1,700 players on Steam. It peaked at just under 3,000. We saw the writing on the wall from day one. So the question is, and there's going to be deep dives and interviews and a documentary on this. Who killed Highguard?
They killed
it. It's funny you ask that, because one of the first notes that I wrote down regarding this topic was, and I mean, this is a hot take, but is Jeff Keighley to blame when it comes to this? Sure, there's a game like this. It would have been really cool to just have a shadow drop. Maybe it would have been successful, maybe not. The thing with shadow drops, though, they garner so much excitement, But Keighley was super excited about it when it had plugged it and hyped it up so much, and it was released, and it just did not meet his hype. For sure, I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's the question I ask myself: Is he partially to blame for this?
I don't think so. I think the amount of hate that the game got online obviously wouldn't have had that much if it wasn't revealed in the way it was. But I just think it's weird, because at DICE I was having this conversation with someone literally 3 hours before the game was cancelled, and we'll get into the weekly plug for the book about cancelled video games. I was doing an interview for the book about cancelled video games, and Concord came up, and then we somehow got to Highguard. I can't really remember the conversation in too much detail at the moment because my brain's fried. But yeah, we was talking about Highguard, and I think it's just simply the case of, and this is going to be a hot take, is that the game was just developed under immense toxic positivity. I can't remember the developer's name who recently came out and kind of did a lengthy post on the development of Highguard and all that kind of stuff. But some of the comments that
Josh Sobel.
Yeah. Some of the quotes that he put up just proves like how much toxic positivity can garner such a false sense of security with developers.
He wasn't alone in that. I saw on LinkedIn. I LinkedIn a guy went in like, oh, I've had all these people reaching out to me trying to get the truth, and here's the inner story, and here's the behind the scenes. And he was like, we were a family, we loved each other, we grew together, and we did this and we did that, and it was all like super like. And he got to the end of it, he was like, that's the truth. And he's like, all these people are the most amazing people I've ever worked with in my entire life. And I'm like, phew, this guy.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably true though as well, right? Like they probably are a brilliant bunch of developers and like family, but I think this just proves that toxic positivity is a thing and can lead to I don't want to say a disastrous product, because it wasn't a disaster by any means, but it was a game that quite clearly can't sustain itself, and it seems like the writing is on the wall, right? Like I don't really see a way that Highguard is going to be able to turn things around, even with the small team that they've got. I have a feeling in the next couple of months we will be talking about Highguard again, and its cancellation, which is very unfortunate.
Are they going to do that post, the post that the developers do, like the apology post, or like, we're sorry for the delivery of the blah, blah, blah. They did it with, there's a guy, I can't remember who it is. There's a creator. I can't remember who's doing it. It's either creator or a journalist. I can't remember who, but they're keeping like a running track of all these posts, and they like.
Legacy Killer.
Oh, I think it might be. That rings a bell. But like the picture just gets bigger and bigger every time with like each new statement.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Like it at the end of the day, I think it failed for one main reason is the toxic positivity, and then probably the naivety of that it is going to do well. Like the whole shadow drop thing, and I understand they wanted to replicate Apex Legends and its success by doing that. I think it did 25 million players in a week. But at the end of the day, it's not 2019 anymore, or whenever Apex came out. I think it was 2019.
Yeah,
and it's just very unfortunate. But I don't know. Like I feel like it would have done a lot better in more of a traditional game release sense, where they did an alpha, did a beta, actually got feedback from the community. So at least by the time you do release, you have a core player base and audience, right?
Yeah, that's another thing. There was no marketing either, right? I mean, we had no marketing. Didn't
that's fine to me. Like the marketing thing, I think what they did is them doing how it was revealed at the showcase. I don't want to blame Jeff, but he hyped it up so much, and then for them to go quiet, it allowed everybody to build up what the thought of the game is in their head, and that ruined it.
Yeah, everyone already had the mind up by the time it released, which it's just very unfortunate. I think it would have done a lot better, like I said, in the traditional release sense. And I was even speaking to some media at DICE, right, about Highguard, and they were saying that their opinions on the game was positive because they had someone in LA actually walking them through the game for 4 hours. It wasn't this whole kind of like, do a 45-minute tutorial on your own and then jump in. It was more like actually being walked through it. And if they had better marketing around that, so if they had creators and media explaining how the game works in depth and all that kind of stuff, it could have done better. I'm not saying by any means, right, it's the next Apex Legends or whatever, but it could have done better, but it's just a case of these games continue development because of a lot of toxic positivity, and game development costs so much these days that they would rather spend another 20 million, right? They'd rather spend another 20 million than cancel a $150 million project. So in one respects, I understand it, but in others, it's kind of like, to me at least, the writing was on the wall from day one.
What killed that game to me was the fact I had to do a mandatory tutorial that was longer than 2 minutes. Never went back, and went from so many people saying, like, ripping me for that, to then it turning into, no, I get it, like. Especially with the time. I don't have time to sit there for 25 minutes to learn how to move up and down, to go up and down. Thanks. I can figure that out. Like, just let me play the damn game and learn on the go.
Yeah.
The next episode of Access Grant is actually really appropriate for all of this because, I mean, when is it? Next Wednesday? It's next Wednesday, isn't it? It'll come out. So it's Abu Salim, and he is the voice actor for Atticus, who's basically like the front character for Highguard. And we spent, you know, a good few minutes talking about how he got into that role, how long he was doing it, what the development was like, you know, his take on how it was received and stuff. So that's going to be pretty good for that to come out now, looking at it in a different lens. Because when we recorded it, I think Highguard had like just come out. So it was really new and it hadn't completely imploded yet, but yeah, that'll be interesting.
It hadn't completely imploded yet, so this was the first day it launched.
I literally think it genuinely might have been. It might have been. 'Cause it was a couple of weeks ago that we spoke, so you know it might have been. Yeah,
Man.
but it's a cool chat. It's really insightful. So that's one to keep an eye out for.
I applaud the effort of them trying to do something different with the hero shooter type of thing, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just I feel like we're in this weird, stupid. I know there's going to be games thrown back at me to disprove this, and I want it, but I want you to disprove me. I feel like we're in this weird era where if a game's not tied to a known IP, and they're trying to do something if they're trying to do something completely different, it's more likely than not going to fail.
Yeah, I feel like we've had a lot of good, unique games come out, but they're often exceptional cases rather than like you could probably. I saw someone do a list again. I'm pulling back to other people on social media, and I should really like screen cap this stuff or something. But they were like, someone was talking about how like every game that's come out in the last couple of years is just bombed at launch or whatever, and they had a massive list, and the list was mostly comprised of these like indie games or whatever that have come out of nowhere and absolutely stormed ahead, or the unexpected titles that dropped like. What was that one recently that came out? Cairn, that people were playing. Everyone was going mad about Cairn. And then you had like Repo. And then.
I mean, you got Yappa. What is it? Yap right now?
Yeah, the Mugenics thing and all these games.
Mugenics didn't come out of nowhere if you follow the developer. Edward McMillan is the creator of Binding of Isaac, one of the greatest roguelike games of all time.
See, I couldn't tell you what that one even is, but like there's a bunch of them that do fit into that category. And it's like they've done something quite different and they've succeeded. So yeah, I just think it's like, I think it's in the specific certain genres have more trouble, like the live service thing, the whole like live service shooter. Anyone tries to innovate there, it never seems to work, like ever. You know?
Yeah, I just
like what was the one with the cards? Was it Fragpunk? What was the one that came out?
Yeah,
when like the whole thing was
yeah.
around getting like cards, and these cards would be power ups, and you could do like a card that would make everyone's head big and shit like that. And where's that gone? Where's Fragpunk now?
Like,
you know?
Yeah, like I think of Neon White, Neon from Ghostwire or Ghostwire. That's the fucking game.
That's completely right.
Tokyo.
The game makes a game.
Yeah. Neon White did the card thing really well, but yeah, Fragpunk didn't do it well, but that was also Neon White, a single player game. But immediately when this was announced, someone went to Fair Game $ and said that game can't come out. That game's dead on arrival.
Exactly. That's another one. We don't even know what's happening with that. I thought that was one of the predictions. Everyone said with the predictions, what's going to happen to State of Play? Everyone's like, oh, we've got to see Fair Game $, surely. Nope. Nothing,
man.
Not a whisper.
They have to cancel it, surely.
How long has it been since we saw anything from that? It must be a couple of years since the last trailer.
At least a year and a half.
Yeah.
It was just the
one that went under the radar.
It was just the cinematic trailer we've seen, right?
Yeah, we haven't. I don't think we've seen gameplay.
Yeah,
because it doesn't exist.
It's
vaporware, bro. It's never been before, you know.
But we see with Highguard, like they said the core team's going to keep it up. I'm expecting a shutdown announcement by the end of February.
I don't know if
no, not that fast.
Not that soon.
Yeah, no.
We didn't think they'd do this in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. That's
they
2 weeks away.
They have a very fast timeline. Apparently, they went from we don't need high player number, we don't need player numbers to keep this game going, to a week later going, hey, most of the company's gone. So I can't
Yeah.
say it.
I don't know.
Not that fast. It's
But
hard.
I mean, don't forget, it's also it's multi-platform, right? We're all just looking at one number on one platform, and that's not the right thing to do when you're trying to judge the performance of live service shooters, is it? You know,
You sound like a very specific individual.
I wonder what he thinks.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. Back to
Yeah.
beta with it. Come on.
Hey, I'm just saying they survived longer, so good on them. They're sticking around
Yeah.
longer.
And they're hiring. 1047's hiring.
So good.
Crazy.
Good.
Yeah,
Good for
Split Gear
them.
2 is actually so much fun.
Yeah.
I played it with
I liked it.
I
Yeah,
did
I
too.
play-
It's just, but at the end of the day, it didn't do anything to keep me.
I couldn't keep up.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
unk status in that game. It was too quick
Yeah.
for me. I could never use portals properly. I'd jump through one and be like upside down and be like, where have I
To be
just
honest,
gone?
that's how I am with Fortnite. That's why I could never play Fortnite.
Yeah,
I can't
nah.
build. Are you kidding me?
Dude. Not when someone's out to try to freaking kill you. Hey, by the way, I looked up Fair Game $sign. So the CGI reveal trailer that was back on May 24th, 2023. So there you go.
wow, so
We
another
haven't
3
seen a
years.
thing.
Jesus.
Man.
So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Highguard. Before we get into state of play, the Highguard, like I said, it was a topic of discussion. Like these are all the questions that were being talked about while we at DICE in Las Vegas. Tom and I were there along with Yanis from representing IG. We met up with the Iron Lord. Well, one of the Iron Lords, Lord Cognito. You know, he found out my taste in restaurants and my feelings
Oh,
towards
wow.
restaurants.
Let's
We
not
won't
go
go
there.
any
Tell 'em all
further
about
than that.
Denny's.
No.
Dude, I tried to get him to go to Denny's.
Wait.
I tried, and then as I'm boarding my plane, I get a text message from Yanis, final breakfast, and he takes a picture of a Denny's. The jerk. But he was like, we can't eat Denny's. You want to live past 50? You don't eat Denny's. I'm like, I think he thinks I eat Denny's like 12 times a week. Like, we had this great buffet called the Whistling Chicken, as I called it. It's not what it's called,
Yeah,
but
it
that's
was
for
called-
some reason what I called it.
The Wicked Spoon, and for some reason,
Oh, I've heard of that place. Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason, Mike was like, "Oh, I really enjoyed the whistling chicken last night." And it's like, what?
Oh my God.
Completely different thing, man.
A lot of great talks for what we're planning with Insider Gaming. A lot of good interviews. Preview coming up. I played one game. I got to make sure. I'm not going to say the game because I can't remember if I'm under embargo with it or not. So I'd rather just say I'm under embargo than not.
That's smart.
But we had some gambling escapades. I
in
introduced
Rome.
Tom to craps. I was
Yes.
playing well. This jerk showed up at the table, rolled a 7, lost me a bunch of money, and left.
Oh, of course.
I
Cause
won it
chaos
back and
leave.
then some. I went on a 20+ roll heater.
Oh.
I made this dude dropping $400 a bet at least. I made him at what?
Yeah.
You'd say like $4 grand, $3 grand,
Yeah,
$4 grand.
must have been, yeah.
That guy
Holy
didn't even get
shit.
for the run I was going on. You'd think he would have given me like $20. I made him so much money.
Wow.
I got yelled at a couple times by the table manager because I have a tendency to like clasp the dice with 2 hands. You're not allowed to do
Oh,
that.
the etiquette. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Tom was like, I think it's ready for me to play. He played craps for 5 minutes. Tom, do you want to tell me you walked away
Yeah.
with from that from 5 minutes?
Yeah, I made $900 in 5 minutes.
What?
Yeah,
Bro.
5 minutes. And then he's like, I think I'm done.
yeah. And I didn't play. I didn't play again because I'm leaving Vegas up, baby. But I will admit, I got to the airport and there was another craps like bubble machine. I was like,
Uh-oh.
just throw in another 100, like just to see, and I lost it.
Yeah. He had that immediate luck, and then but you're still leaving up. I left up. It was the fact we both walked away from Vegas up on the gambling side was amazing.
Yeah,
That's
But
incredible.
Met a lot of great people. We had a lot of talks for what we're working on. We found out some things about what the general community or the general industry feels about us, which we're changing that. We
it
are
was very
changing that.
insightful. It was
Wow.
very insightful. Yeah.
But the scuttlebutt, there was a lot there about the fact, and this comes to Tom's point about just how much the game costs to make and what we're at. The amount of people just looking for money with the limited options that were there to give money was so you put it on a scale and it's just like immediate. Like,
Yeah.
the scales are just tipped. No one was like, very little was there. Little companies, little people, few people were there to want to spend the money.
Yeah, well, yeah, let me just add to that. There was people there, right? Like I would say the amount of VCs you could probably count on one hand. There was hardly any VCs, and if you're not familiar with game development, they are usually the people who kickstart people's games, right? So there was basically no money, and if there was a VC there, they're very much into AI right now. So like, if you don't have AI involved in your game, then they're not investing. But there's a lot of publishers there. Weirdly enough, there's a lot of publishers, a lot of new publishers. The issue is that they want to publish games that have already been done. So it makes no sense, right? So they're after games that have cost 30, 40, 50, 75 million to make, and they're like, yeah, we'll publish your game for 5 million and give you a marketing budget. And it's like, well, they don't need that. Developers need money at the start of the game to be able to make the game. So it was an interesting one. I might write up on it this weekend after I've had a bit of a rest. But yeah, overall, like, DICE was very, very insightful. I think it was probably one of the more insightful events that we've been to. Learned a lot about, what the industry does think about us. We won't get into that publicly, but things are in motion behind the scenes to kind of fix that stuff. And I won't mention the PR company, but my introduction to one of the PR companies was, hey, I heard you want to kick my face in, and then I shook their hand, and that was kind of my introduction to someone in PR. But luckily they was cool about it. But yeah, it was an interesting trip. I really enjoyed it.
I should have stayed one more day.
Yeah, we should have stayed one more day. Yeah.
But we did. Well. I did also set and stage the motion to interview the team from Arc Raiders, to interview a couple of the developers while at GDC.
Nice.
No, I'm not gonna say anything.
You could say something, but I mean, if you come to GDC, you'd be the one doing it, but you're not. So you're not.
No, I'm not gonna say what I want to say.
Nope, say it. You have to say it, or I will boot you from this show right now.
How many months I was chasing them down? How many months? You know what I got? Right? I'll be transparent, okay? I was chasing them down since the day the game came out. One, to talk to the developers just for like let's talk about your game. Two, to get the CEO on access granted, because I know he likes an interview. He likes to talk about his game. He did a great one with was it Chris String? Like, they were playing the game and having an interview at the same time. And it wasn't. That was Dean. It was Dean. It was a Dean. Is it Takahashi? Is that his name? Yeah. He did an interview playing Arc Raiders whilst interviewing the CEO about Arc Raiders. It was really cool. But I was like, we'll get him on access granted because I'm like the biggest fan. Like, I'm a crazy Arc Raiders fan. We're talking like hundreds of hours, so much coverage and all sorts. And I was like, I was chasing them, and it was like, oh, okay. Yeah, well, they're busy with the launch. I'm like, that's cool. That's understandable. And then it was, we're busy with like the festive period wrapping up. Okay, that's cool. Okay, we're out of the office for festive period. Okay, that's cool. We're back in the office now. We'll get back to you when we've caught up. Okay, that's cool. We'll have to politely decline. And I'm like, after months, they come to me and say, we're gonna politely decline the invitations. And I'm like, it's been 4 months. And I was just like,
it took me.
I was mind blown. I was like, you keep baiting the hook.
It took me 2.5 minutes of a conversation to already put in motion, like, send emails to schedule something while in San Francisco next month.
That's freaking amazing.
Wait, get the actual, get it done. Like, get it done. Because I had the same thing. Yeah, leave it with us. We'll sort it out.
Oh, no, we've already been talking. Like, we've sent and forth like 10 different emails back and forth today.
We'll get something set up. Because I can't be there. I can't be there, but
Nope, you cannot.
Yeah.
But I wanted to make sure I was on this show when I said this, because Tom was standing right next to me when I started the process.
Do that interview justice, because I know you don't know nothing about the game. So do that interview justice.
Oh, I'm only talking about the tech behind it and how the game was developed. I don't give a shit about the game.
He's gone. And he's gone.
Oh, tell me a little bit about the engine you use to make Arc Raiders. I'm very excited to learn about the engine.
That's what the developer spotlight is.
Damn, man.
That's exactly it.
Damn.
You know, it's better for somebody who's unbiased and not a fan of things to interview.
That's why the interview with Nikita went so well, because I was like gushing over the guy. I was like, "Oh my god, like your game is incredible," and you know, we had.
No, that's why it didn't go
hit it
well.
off, man. So
there was an interesting talk at DICE about Arc Raiders. I don't think you was there, Mike, but there was...
I made my mistake. All the talks I wanted to do, and see, I scheduled interviews.
Yeah, but I was talking about like weather systems and all that kind of stuff. So like, I think there was like, oh, maybe soon we could add like rain and snow and all that kind of stuff and make the world even more alive.
It has rain and snow.
Oh, it does. Oh, okay. Maybe more rain and snow. But
it just had an entire like fucking month of snow.
The graphic fidelity looks good though, didn't it, Mike?
Yeah. Great. I've had so much time in that game.
And how they can sustain good FPS with a snowstorm.
The biggest thing, you know what? I'm going to give them so much credit. Like you go on Steam, you know, the one platform that matters. The player count continues to thrive.
Yeah.
It's still consistently the third most played concurrent game. Every
top article this month,
Very
our top article on Inside a Game this month is an Arc Raiders piece, and it's like 4 months after the game came out. And it's not just an Arc Raiders piece; it's a feature. It's not even like anything trending. It's a feature.
FYI, when I saw
that?
it go live, Tom and I talked about me just deleting it and not telling you.
But then we looked at Chartbeat and was like,
And then you saw that it's the
can't
biggest
do that.
article we've had in 2026 already, and you were like, "Nah, we'll keep that."
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're like we're also too busy working on big things there.
Yeah,
We had
Whilst I'm
we
here.
had a lot. There's something, and we're
we're
gonna
working
talk
my
about
knuckles
soon.
to the bone, man, grinding.
We're gonna talk about some things soon. We'll have an announcements hopefully soon of what we're working on, and the reception and the response to what we're working on was a lot better than I could have even anticipated.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
there was no. I don't think there was there wasn't a single conversation, at least that I had, where there was like a shutdown or skepticism or anything like that. It was good conversations all around. And yeah, I do want to give a shout out to Lord Cog as well, man, because he's a diamond. Like that guy is so cool.
He was a blast.
He's
He
awesome.
was a blast. And the other guy who works with us, but I know we don't talk about his name, so we won't mention his name on here.
Yeah.
But he told us about he gave us, man, you should have seen the scoop we had that if we had laptops ready to go, he told us we were eating dinner and he told us, guys, you'll never believe what's going to be announced at State of Play. And then he looked at us and he was like, I asked him, I was like, what is he? He goes, it's a video game. And blew the roof off that table.
Yeah.
It was an ordeal. It was a good time. Should have stayed. Looking forward to GDC when more things are set in motion. But what else? I ended up having to miss it. I caught a little bit on my phone. But State of Play, I watched it all today. State of Play was the longest State of Play in history. Well over an hour. How did he know? Just that he's just that good at what he does. Well over an hour. We're going to go around because there were a couple games that I really, really am excited for. We already talked about the John Wick. I think I'm right up there with it. But I have a take on the Shadow Drop that was announced at the end of the show that might piss some people off.
Ooh.
So I'm going to save that. But I'm going to start with the fact that that showcase was one of the better Sony showcases, in my opinion, in a long time. It had a very nice mix. You know, still no sports games. Still get the short end of the stick on that one, but they do their own thing at this point. They don't really care to be in them. But we saw the John Wick. We saw a new Castlevania, which from Evil Empire and Motion Twin, the team behind Dead Cells. the God of War Greek trilogy remake. Those three were my biggest highlights. Like, and nothing comes close to those three. What do you guys think? What stood out to you for that show?
Man,
I'm going to say nothing stood out to me because I've not watched it.
oh, you haven't seen it?
To be
I
fair,
was traveling, man.
you just got home and then you
But on
slept,
the
so I
plane,
don't
maybe.
blame you.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
For me, I must say, I was a little skeptical whenever it comes to 007 First Light, especially whenever, it got delayed and everything. I was like, man, is this game in trouble? Is this just going to be like a copy paste of Hitman? Bro, that game looks really, really good. That last trailer that we got during the state of play, fantastic, outstanding. I'm so excited for that. We beat John Wick to death, but we have to mention it again. Oh my God, that's going to be incredible. Beast and Reincarnation, that looked really, really good. We got another look at that again. Mike mentioned God of War as well. I mean, it was loaded, man. You say
there's games that I'm interested in too that I left out. I just picked like my top ones.
Top ones, yeah.
But
those are probably the one of the top ones that I mentioned there as well. But like you mentioned the fact that this was one of the longest state of plays. I must say it's probably the best state of play I think I've seen Sony put out. It felt more like a PlayStation showcase over a state of play, in my opinion. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, there's Dead or Alive that we missed.
Yeah,
the reveal of the X-Men for Marvel Token.
yes.
Like the
Can't wait
I'm
for
gonna
that.
pronounce it wrong, but Kina
yeah,
looks great.
that was a nice surprise, wasn't it? Right at the beginning of
Darwin's
the show.
Paradox looks fun. Like there's so many. The biggest game of the show, Rayman 30th Anniversary Edition. There was that little Resident Evil game which does nothing for me. Saros looks better and better
Come
the more I
on.
see. The more I see, the more I'm getting sucked into Saros as well.
See, I'm still not sold on Soros yet. I'm very sold on Resident Evil though. The more I see of Resident Evil, I'm like, dude, I might have to somehow get this game like day one, But I don't know. Maybe I just need to see Soros once it gets released. I don't know. I don't know if I'm completely sold on it yet.
What about you, Grant? Beautiful. I'm so happy you're talking into the mic.
Like I said at the start, man, John Wick was a big one because I knew it was coming. I just didn't know it'd look that good, even though it's very early days. Like the difference between the CGI stuff and the in-game stuff was very stark. We'll say that. But man, like we're talking about Kina, yeah, 100%. I like the first game. It came up, and I think I was one of the only people that knew what it was. From the minute Ember Lab came up, I was like, oh man, because it's been a while since the first one.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, that was good. The Beast of Reincarnation is one I've had my eye on because it doesn't look entirely like my kind of thing. It looks a little bit too Souls-likey, but I'm willing to go with it for the vibe that it has, the whole like post-apocalyptic kind of vibe. Like it's set like thousands of years in the future in like end of the world Japan. It looks really cool. So that's a good one. I like the stuff they showed around Marathon as well. The whole like server slam and everything is cool. I'm going to get on that as soon as it drops. I'm really actually quite excited for it. I didn't think I would be from the initial impressions that I got from it, but it looks like it's really shaping up to be something cool. And I'm going to go in with really, guarded hopes. So that's another one. What else was there that took my fancy?
I mean, Dead or Alive 6 was obviously the best one, but no. Control Resonant, we've not mentioned.
Oh, we're talking about Saros as well. Saros that looks really good. Yeah. Because I was saying how I really like Raul Coley. I've watched him in stuff. I've liked him for years, and he was in a show like 10 odd years ago called iZombie, and that was the first time I ever found the guy, and it's a great show. It's a really, really good show, but that's where I first saw him, and I know he's a really big gamer as well, so he brings that kind of like authenticity to it, wants to do it justice.
Everybody keeps just talking about Black Myth Chicken like that. Yes, Mark Cerny didn't show up. He actually was at the breakfast I was at DICE. Tried to get Tom to do. Tom didn't want to socialize, but he was there.
With who?
Mark Cerny.
Hey, he would have headbutted me, man.
He would have been the one to go after.
He looks like the most chill guy ever, but I think if he met me, I would have broke him.
He's a 27th degree. He's a 27th degree black belt. And he just ruined you.
Yeah.
But like Neva prologue, that looked good. Like there are so many things. I'm shocked,
Yeah, you
AP,
mentioned
you didn't bring up the
Control.
Metal Gear
Yeah.
collection, the Master Collection.
No, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. Man,
You want to know
that'll
why?
be really
You want to know
awesome.
why you forgot about it? Because Metal Gear is a forgettable series.
Oh my god, I'm gonna forget like you never. You didn't say that because
Oh, I see.
Metal Gear is my favorite franchise of all time. I just apparently forgot because of all
Apparently
these
not,
other
because you
games.
forgot about it.
I was thinking about all these other.
You think
great
I would
games.
forget a Zelda announcement somewhere?
But
No.
these are Metal Gear games that I've already played.
Doesn't
it's not like
matter.
it's oh
you
my god.
played them
Your
years
favorite
ago,
franchise,
many years
my
ago.
ass.
Many years ago.
Man.
But-
at least what is it? Guns of the Patriots is finally out of a PlayStation 3 jail, right? So
Right.
that'll be
Everybody immediately when you saw that announced, everybody's sitting there going, well, finally can get rid of this. And then people are like pictures of putting it in a trash bag, putting it in a box. I'm just
yeah.
like, it's good. So obviously they closed with the big deal of God of War remaking the Greek trilogy, which I hate how early it seems that it's in development. A lot of people were upset that it wasn't the Egyptian one, but it is what it is. Like the Greek trilogy is still better than the games we've gotten recently. Like I will stand by the Greek trilogy over the Norse the Norse games, like in every sense of in everything. I'll put it up against anything. But we also got, after long rumor, God of War: Sons of Sparta, the 2D Metroidvania game. Which, you ready for this? I don't even know if it's that hot of a take. Visually, it looks awful, absolutely terrible.
Damn.
Like it just looks dry. It looks boring. Like
Yeah.
it looks very early stage artwork to me. I don't know. I get that was obviously an intentional creative decision and a passion project, like they said on the show, but I don't think it looks good. And I'm not one to really say the graphics are going to keep me from playing a game. It's probably not. Eventually, I'm probably going to play this game just because I like God of War. But it's definitely not visually. It doesn't grab me.
Yeah, it doesn't. I'm the same. I don't know. It looks like very washed out, and I don't know. Like it's just not what I would expect from a God of War game, to be honest.
Even
It
the stuff
is
like the
different.
effects, like when there were like
Yeah.
attacks, like I don't even know. I don't play games like that, so I don't even know what you call it, like the orbs and stuff. And it looked like something from like decades ago. Maybe that's the vibe they're going for. I don't know, but it didn't appeal
Yeah.
to me in the slightest. Like I liked like Tales of Kanzera was a really good one, and I did like the Prince
Beautiful.
of Persia one that they did, and
Rogue Prince of Persia, absolutely perfection.
I
Like,
like
the Lost Crown was really,
but because of the way the artistic style they took was Sons of Sparta, I was like, it doesn't even look like something I'd enjoy looking at, let alone playing it.
yeah, and that's a lot. Like I don't need them to be great graphics. I play a lot of games that look at Vampire Survivors, look at Mega Bonk. Like these are
Vampire
games.
Survivors is an absolute bop. I love that game.
Yeah, but it doesn't look. I mean, it doesn't need to look incredible. It's just the choices that were made here. Like, it's the same way when I look at like kids shows. There are kids shows we don't watch in the house solely because I don't like the art style of it.
The way
and it
that-
bothers
yeah.
me. But I look at like Castlevania, Belmont's Curse that was announced during the show. Visually stunning. I just don't. I don't know. I don't think it was a good. I get they say it's a passion project. It's going to sell well. I bet it's going to sell well. I'm interested to see
The name itself. Yeah.
I'm interested to really see what the sales numbers are soon. I have a feeling we're going to hear about it reaching 1 million in short order, but it just didn't look that good to me. It did not.
Yeah.
For all the hype around, and not hype, but for all like the anticipation around it, I figured it would be like a really polished looking style, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Blame
good
leaks,
comparison, too.
Blame leaks. I mean, it's true though. Like as much as obviously that we report on the leaks that we get, maybe it would have done better if no one talked about it, right? But I don't know. I'm curious about what this now means for the mainline God of War game. From what I understand, there is another mainline God of War game in development. There's a lot of speculation out there that it's going to be an Egyptian God of War game. Obviously, I think in the past that I said on the podcast that I seen a sword that could entail that it's going to be an Egyptian God of War game. But I don't know. I've got a feeling that it's going to go back to Greek mythology, to be honest. And I'm wondering.
I really hope it does.
Yeah, but and now I'm wondering, is that why they are doing the remake of the original trilogy and then, 6 to 12 months later, release the next mainline one?
Kind of transition us over into it.
But it feels like then you're looking at what 7-8 years between mainline releases at that point. Because if it's an early development, if it's as early as they say, I kind of hope they're just teasing it. If it's as early as they say, then we're not getting this until 2029. I hope that's not the case.
I was thinking 28, and then the next mainline God of War in 29. It was maybe like a PS6
launch type of thing.
Not necessarily a launch, but just a big title for the PS6 to help boost their sales. But again, obviously, we are going from 4 years between God of War in 2018 to Ragnarok in 22 to then 7 years, which seems quite extensive. But then they have got these other two God of War projects in between. I don't know. I just heard, again, not reporting, but I heard that the next God of War would focus on a younger Kratos and have Zeus as his father in the game. So I don't know. I think it was Jason Schreier that said that this game, or the next Korra game, would feel different. And now I'm wondering, right, is it some kind of co-op game or something like that would make it feel different? I don't know. But yeah, someone's also told me that there is a scythe in the game as well as the weapon that I talked about previously. So I don't know. It's interesting. It's always cool listening to all these rumblings and seeing what actually comes to fruition.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing it with rumblings of a certain mixed martial arts game. Story I've been working on for weeks, and it's starting to leak out, and it really got me mad.
Gotta be faster, man.
I know, but I didn't have enough sources.
Gotta be faster.
All right, so you heard it here. Tom wants me to be faster instead of accurate. Got it. Type story now. Wait until you see the exclusive that me and our buddy John over at Play One or Day One. It's gonna take me a while to get used to the new name. The co-exclusive that we're co-working on. That's hopefully maybe it's probably still quite a few weeks away, but we were talking about it, and this one, it's gonna blow your mind what we're working on.
See, now that I know that you two together at DICE, I don't know if you're joking or not. Legit, I just don't know if you're
You were in the room when we were talking about it. It was over lunch or dinner. Yeah, it was over. It was either lunch or dinner.
Where was it? Where did this conversation take place?
Whistling Chicken.
It was. I think it was at. Yeah, it was at the Whistling Chicken. While I was destroying myself with crab legs.
Yeah, you demolished about 12 crabs. It seemed.
Soaking them in butter.
Insane.
Okay. AP. Do you like crab?
I don't actually.
Okay, never mind.
Don't. Yeah.
Grant, do you like crab?
We'll ask Grant.
It's not really a thing over here. Never really had it.
But AP, you know about you take the crab and you'd soak it in the butter, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tom got disgusted watching me do.
It was horrible.
Really?
So
man,
that
that
enhances
the flavor. Even I know that.
Yeah,
I don't even
you
eat
soak
it.
the
Yeah.
crab leg in the melted butter and then you scoop it out with the fork.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I thought you just dip it.
Yo, you soak that shit.
Mike's got it submerged in a gallon of fucking melted butter.
It was a shot glass
Yeah,
size.
I might have over-exaggerated there. But it's just this crab fucking meat in this shot glass of butter, and then he's got it up to his mouth with his little fork and it going. Fucking horrible, man.
Oh. Put myself in diabetic shock while I was there too with the amount of dessert I ate. I had
Oh, it was
dessert
so
for
good.
dinner. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
You need to go next year, Grant. I think you'll enjoy it.
Why?
I don't know. It's just a good environment.
Why are you hearing about
Gamble.
all this food
Vegas,
and
baby.
saying I'm going to enjoy going, man? What are you implying? I'm on the Mount Jaro, buddy.
yo,
I'm
you're
off
gonna.
the food.
We go to buffets.
I would have been useless because I eat like 1 meal a day and no sugar. So I would have
You're,
been
like,
a joke in Vegas, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have
As
gone at
opposed
all.
to your joke now. Got him.
Wow.
Oh,
You can
man.
tell it's been a long week.
Yeah.
It's been. This is the most off the cuff episode at this point that we've ever had, but the people like it.
Yeah.
Paula Dean would be proud. You're damn right.
Honestly, Fuzzy Must Bin, it was like it put me off my own food. And I was eating
Is it
desserts
that
and I was
bad, for real?
like, yeah, it was horrible because he's just got it up to his face like this clear shot glass.
Well, because I can't pull it out because then the butter's gonna drip all over the place. So you scoop it out. and
Right,
immediately
So you're
put it in
trying
your
to
mouth.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
trying to be polite with it and having correct.
Being
food
polite
etiquette.
is it? He's just dunking it in the butter and putting it towards your mouth, not having like this weird concoction of blended up fucking crab meat and butter.
I might have nearly died eating a chicken sandwich as well because it was so hot. Like
Yes.
and a
Oh,
jalapeno
jeez.
like slaw. Yes, welcome to Insider Foodie,
Yeah.
the exclusive segment on Insider Gaming.
Anyway, back to games. The Rayman 30th edition was
That was your
Oh,
game of the
yeah.
show.
revealed. It wasn't my game of the show, but if you remember last week, I said we should hear about it soon. I think I actually might have said it will release soon.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why I said that is because the original release date was meant to be February 13th, which is today. And obviously they've
Pushed
they've
it a
pushed
week.
it back, yeah. And then it goes to doesn't it release on June 26th now?
Physical is June 26th.
Ah, right,
Digitally, it
okay.
releases on the 17th, I think it is. It's either
Oh,
17th or the 18th.
okay. All right. So it's not as bad as a delay as I initially thought, but yeah, it's nice to know that Ubisoft are releasing games. I just got some information about the 6 cancelled games that got cancelled. So I'm not going to mention them on the show because unless Mike, you're going to write it up.
No, I will.
All right. Well, shall I mention the 6 games that were cancelled then?
As long as you got clearance, you don't want to do it without the clearance. That's the big thing.
Yeah. I've got the required 3. So interestingly, if you remember when the games were announced that they were cancelled, I can't remember the outlet, but there was an outlet that said that an Assassin's Creed game was cancelled, which was codenamed League, which was like a multiplayer Assassin's Creed game. That is not within the announcement that was made internally to Ubisoft. So this was an internal announcement made today. That wasn't in there, which tells me that it was still connected to Assassin's Creed Shadows, as I originally reported, and therefore it didn't warrant that cancelled video game kind of like name or whatever, right? So the games are as follows, and prepare yourselves. Obviously, the Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake. There was a game called Project Aether. Now, this game was, I believe it was mainly in development at Ubisoft Halifax, and it was all about, the Ubisoft Scala technology. And it's been in development since 2019, so it's been in development for a very, very long time. Now, from early conversations that I've had, this game is cancelled, but it's kind of morphed into a new project, so they're still using the tech and all that kind of stuff, but they're cancelling it just for the sake of, the bookkeeping and all that kind of stuff. Project Pathfinder, which was known previously as Project U, Actually, it was originally known as Pathfinder, and then formed was known as Project U. That was I believe that was cancelled like last year, so it wasn't that recent. And from what I understand with that team is that they ended up using it to some degree to spin it off into another Ghost Recon game, and I think that has probably been cancelled. But because it was so early, it didn't warrant this kind of big announcement internally. The fourth game was Project Crest, which was a World War II extraction shooter. It had, from my understanding, quite big ambitions. It had like this 10-year live service plan and all that kind of stuff, which is kind of interesting because it means that it doesn't meet Ubisoft's new threshold as games as a service. The fifth one was Assassin's Creed Rebellion, which is a mobile game that's already out, right? But they're stopping support on that. And the sixth one, which I don't think has been ever announced, was another mobile Assassin's Creed game called Assassin's Creed Singularity. So they are the 6 games that were cancelled. And yeah, it sucks. It sucks for all the teams involved. Yeah. I think Ubisoft now are really trying to start to streamline all of their projects, which is a good thing, right, in the long run. But short term, it's always disappointing to see such a wide amount of projects cancelled.
There's only one there that would have taken my fancy. I think really would have intrigued me, and that was the Extraction game. I didn't even know that was a thing. Man, that sounded like it would have been cool as hell.
Which one was the Extraction game? I missed.
World War II.
Crest. Yeah, it was a World War II extraction game. It had like a very ambitious 10-year plan. It was gonna,
everything has a 10-year plan. It seems.
Yeah. But
sounds like Michael Scott. We got a 5-year plan. It's got a 10-year plan.
I think of
45-day plan. 1 point per day. We're back in business.
I think of Big Daddy when he leaves. What about Sid's 5-year plan? Maybe it's a 10-year plan. At the end there.
Yeah. Coxman asks what about the delayed games? That's basically the entire Ubisoft slate, right? So Far Cry Splinter Cell, Far Cry Hexa, Invictus, the Far Cry games, Blackbird and Maverick. Maverick is going through a very weird phase at the moment where I wouldn't be surprised if it was totally cancelled. I'm not saying that it will be, but it wouldn't be surprising, right? Beyond Good and Evil 2, Ghost Recon OVR. I'm trying to think what the others 2 are / could have been off the top of my head. No idea, but it's essentially their entire slate. And yeah, they basically said in an internal announcement that the reason that the games were cancelled is that this is to reflect their approach in being able to obviously implement their new operating model. And it just sucks for the short term, but hopefully long term it means that we get better games from Ubisoft again.
The question is when. That's the big question. Like, we know the Black Flag remake is coming. We know it's on the way. The biggest question is just at this point when, or will it be delayed again? And then what's going on? And people have to come out in the chat. What the hell's going on with Ghost Recon? What the hell's going on with Splinter Cell?
Given the Prince of Persia fiasco,
it's tough to report on any of it.
I am very much reluctant to mention dates and that kind of stuff, but the Black Flag remake is scheduled to be revealed in April. Whether or not that will change, I'm not sure. I think it's mid-April, and yeah, it's scheduled to release a few months later, I believe. But Yeah, there's a lot. So this is the thing: is that everyone over there is obviously very understandably pissed off and upset and angry and all of the above, right? But I said this from a few weeks ago before the big announcement of the cancelled games, that they genuinely have a good pipeline of games. I no doubt the Black Flag remake will do well. There's a lot of faith in Assassin's Creed Hexa. Like, everyone's really pumped for that project. Believe it or not, Beyond Good and Evil 2, the people that are involved in it are quite hyped about that game as well. I think with Beyond Good and Evil 2, in my opinion, I feel like they should just get rid of the name, change the name completely. Because I don't think Beyond Good and Beyond the brand Beyond Good and Evil 2 is only gonna damage that game, in my opinion. And with what the tech that they've got with Beyond Good and Evil 2, or what they're aiming to do, could really in theory, right, could really traject that game into a decent sized game. If it's going to make back the $500 million that they've spent on it is another story, though. And yeah, I think a lot of the other games, the Ghost Recon, the Far Cry games, we are looking at 27, 28 now, rather than 26.
That's frustrating. Like, because you hear it that far out and you're like, again, will it come? Will it actually happen at this point? And I have hit the point where I don't believe anything's going to come out until it actually is out. Because even when they announce things and give a date on it, I still don't believe it that it's coming out.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Prince of Persia. I think Prince of Persia is the perfect example. I mean, there is reports of people saying that it was complete, or it was 99% complete. It was done, but it wasn't up to the quality that Ubisoft now wants, which is like a blessing in disguise, right? It's like, well, would it have been good if it released? Probably not. So do we say that was a bad decision by Ubisoft to make that choice? Probably not, because it probably would have looked really bad on the company. And as we know, with the Assassin's Creed Shadows delay, I think they delayed it by, was it 3 months, Grant? 3 or 4
Yeah,
months?
because it was supposed to be, what was it, October, November-ish, and they pushed it through to February. So
yeah. So and that delay cost Ubisoft, I think it was 40 million or something like that. But it released pretty well done, apart from all of the bullshit of the online discourse and all that kind of nonsense
stuff.
Yeah, but
destroying shrines. That was the best thing.
Yeah, but it was.
I went to the BAFTAs and I interviewed the lead actor, and she was completely unaware of it, and she was like, "Oh no, that's wrong. They shouldn't be doing that." And I'm like, "Ooh."
Yeah, ooh, spicy. But yeah,
spice. What more teases here? The answer is yes, everyone.
Yeah.
Teases.
But yeah, I think it's going to be probably 6 months now until we get Black Flag. It was meant to release in March. It's going to do well. I've got there's nothing that suggests to me that it isn't going to do well. But it needs to do well, right? It needs to be this very polished remake that can cement trust back into Ubisoft at the end of the day.
Which they can. That's the thing. They can definitely do it. It's just, will the people in charge actually allow it to happen? Because the announcement and this restructuring change, this wasn't months in the planning. This, from all we know, was Yves Yves Guillemot doing his thing, and because he
yeah, I mean, it depends if you mean the entire structure. I mean that that was I'm not going to say it was a win, but it was oh shit, we're in a dire situation now, so let's think of a solution. But in regards to the recent stuff, That's been in the making for a few months since the announcement in, I can't remember when it was, October, maybe around there. But I think, so one of the important things that I have heard from people at Ubisoft is that so Ubisoft have production gates, right? Well, all games have production gates. And essentially it's like, like kickoff meeting or alpha or beta or whatever, these internal deadlines. And these internal deadlines have dates which would then be basically shown to Eves, and he would give like the green light or not to enter the next production gate. From what I understand, that has now changed, and Eves doesn't have that kind of leverage over projects, which is a very good thing, because now it means that the whole restructuring of the creative houses and those individuals being in charge of those creative houses, it means that they're now in charge of these production gates and all that kind of stuff. And that's kind of one of the big positives that hasn't been talked about too much, which I think will lead to better games from Ubisoft. It's just how do we get there, right? We've still got another 100 million euros of cost saving to go, a few more thousand layoffs, and
a few, yeah.
No, yeah, like it is. It's going to be.
It's it's not going to be good.
So it's going to be a rough couple of years for them. But I think once we get this year out of the way, and we start getting games like the Far Cry and the Ghost Recon and Assassin's Creed Hexa, we could be on for a good run. But I'll be careful saying that, because I don't want it to bite me in the ass.
Man,
What do you think, AP? You look like you got thoughts there.
I don't know, man. I mean, that's a really, really, really tough roadmap to kind of set those kind of expectations. I don't know. Maybe you just. I just feel like you should just sell off some of the IPs, man, and let someone else take over, because it's just gonna frustrate your employees. Obviously, right now that's already happening. You're frustrating fans. Like, I don't know. I just think they should just sell off some of the IPs and let someone else take over. I've kind of thought it for a while now.
Yeah,
but I know. I know Eve ain't gonna do that. So
well, so the report that I did last week, again, my brain is fried, so maybe I'm not getting the dates right. But the report that I did last week was that is a possibility, right? So they really want to test out these creative houses. They want them all to run individually. They are open. Frederick, what's he called? Frederick, is it Digon or something like that? The CFO, he said he basically said, like, we are open for another Tencent or other companies to sweep in and do cash injections. We're open to that, and it's a reason why, at least from my understanding, why Project Scout, which is like an Apex Legends Battle Royale-esque game, it's a reason why that hasn't been cancelled yet. Everyone that's seen it at Ubisoft is a bit like, yeah, I don't really know why this is still going on. They was even using Apex Legends in some of their internal Confluence pages to say what the game was. But from my understanding, that is backed by Epic Games, and because they want this like new FPS that can be a cross between mobile, console, and PC, and something kind of like different from Fortnite, I guess. And from what I understand, they've injected some cash into that. And it's why the game hasn't been cancelled. It's not because they have Ubisoft has tremendous faith. It's just because they probably can't. And that is worrying as well, right? Because it means is this another Skull and Bones situation where they can't get out of a contract because there's a cash injection involved. So yeah, I mean, Frederick said in that Q&A he said at the end of the day, we'll do all we can to make these creative houses survive. If we need cash injections or whatever, we're open to it, and even selling off IPs to a certain extent. So I don't think they're going to push back on that. I think they understand now that they are really in shit street, so to speak, and they need to change.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. It's scary. It's definitely scary times for people working at Ubisoft. Yeah. But if they can get past this, what I anticipate to be a really shitty 12 to 18 months, they could come out on the other side quite fruitful. But we'll just have to wait and see.
I mean, their stock has jumped a whopping 5% today, so we'll see.
That's a lot for them because it's been falling, right? I mean,
it's not like it's good.
Yeah, right.
It's
right.
still
yeah.
it jumped. It's still trading at $4 or €4.
I'm going to invest.
So
I'm going to go for it, man. I'm going to throw in my life savings.
All I know is if you tried to short sell,
not financial advice.
Yeah, not financial advice, but if when Ubisoft was at a peak and you short sold that stock, man, you'd be rolling in the dough. But yeah, in the U.S. stock market, it's trading at it's almost a penny stock. That's how bad it's gotten. In the U.S., it's just about a penny stock.
I can't hear that without thinking of Wolf of Wall Street. John, something just came across my desk. You know that whole scene.
Oh, yeah.
Are they at risk of being delisted then?
If it gets to that low, they'll be told they'll be given warnings.
Yeah.
They'll be given the warnings, but we'll see what happens with that. That's going to be interesting to find out. It's also going to be interesting the strike that was supposed to happen this week. It's kind of gone quiet.
I noticed that. Yeah. I didn't hear too much about that at all. So
glad I didn't go to Paris.
Yeah.
Right? I know, right?
Like 1,200 people took part in the strike, but it feels like it didn't get the momentum that we have seen in the past.
I'm just wondering, like, if it was because of like situations where they basically fired the guy who outspoke on social media and all that kind of stuff. I'm just wondering, like, are people scared now? But I know there's some other stuff going on behind the scenes with unions and unionization across different studios. But yeah, I mean, it was a little unusual to see such outstanding support, and then for that to kind of fall through.
And maybe it still does something. Maybe it was a bigger deal in France, but we know Ubisoft Montreal had striking workers. I know that members of the Halifax studio that was shuttered, they went to Montreal to join them. And they're still negotiating, trying to get the most for those people who were let go from that closure. It just feels like when it was first announced, it was everywhere. And then when it actually happened, maybe because it happened during the week of an industry event, it kind of fell. But it wasn't even a talk of the conversation this week. Like, it wasn't really mentioned, at least from the conversations I have. I don't want to say other people weren't talking about it.
Yeah. I mean, I know a bit. I'm just not ready to report on it yet, but as well, like I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, when these strikes was announced, they also have the UDCs, which is the Ubisoft Developer Conference, which is like their own internal little Ubisoft Forward, I guess, right? Where it's a lot more like techie. I mean, you would love it, Mike. And maybe like, I don't know, maybe it ended up where it just didn't feel appropriate to do it at that time, like when you're meant to be looking forward to what everyone's working on and that kind of stuff. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see how it plays out. Are you writing the story of like what I've just said?
It's already up.
Oh, is it?
It's already been up. I was responding to somebody about a different story that I'm working on. That if it's true, is almost as big as the Build a Rocket Boy story.
Damn. That was interesting as well at DICE to see that.
Oh, yeah.
Story,
That was the
around.
topic of that was the topic of conversation with a lot of people, was the Build a Rocket Boy, specifically the Hitman like spy mission. That seemed to be what everybody wanted to talk about.
Yeah. And as of yet, I know that nobody has received legal paperwork, so it's just such a bizarre story.
I'm interested to see where that goes, because I feel like there's more to come on that front, whether it's from us or from elsewhere. It feels like there's more to come. But as we start to wind down, I don't even know how I want to phrase this question, because it feels like, I don't know, we're going to be starting getting into conference season and showcase season and event season. Does it feel kind of like more reserved excitement right now, or just not much excitement, or is that just me?
As in from developers or from
just in general? It feels like fans aren't gamers aren't as excited as we've seen in the past. Studios aren't as excited to get things out there, because I feel like there's that worry of that you'll see another Concord, another Highguard or whatever, where it blows it up and then it falls off, and then you got the people celebrating, because at the end of the day, we're not celebrating like that these games shuttered or they weren't successes, but you see a lot of those types of people. So I wonder if people are just being more reserved in how they feel or their games or whatnot, because they're worried about that. I don't know. It's just this weird feeling I got.
Maybe they're like in a wait and see mode, or
yeah.
It feels like, I mean, it's been like the phrase for a while, right? Like, don't pre-order and wait until the game's released and all that kind of stuff. And it seems like for the longest time, people never acted on that. And if they got into the hype of a new Battlefield trailer or Call of Duty trailer, they would pre-order and buy it on day one. And now I feel like people are listening to their own advice perhaps a little bit more. I think people are just sick of being burned, to be honest. Sick of being burned by these promised land games. And yeah, I think that's my opinion on it. But I'm looking forward to Marathon now, interestingly enough.
I'm still not. I don't like the art style of it. Speaking of art style, and it's first person.
I think I can live with the art style, because from what I see, like the trailers bug me out, right? Because they're mostly they're full of like these like glitch effects, and it's all jumping around, and they have like a cut to some like weird looking cyborg character, and then they go back, and then there's more, and it's just so like busy. But then when you look at just solid gameplay of it, it looks okay. It looks good. I think if they didn't have such hyperactive trailers, more people would be switched onto it, because from like just a game perspective, it looks great. It's just it's just the marketing's weird. They're trying to make it this like crazy out there like artistic experiment.
Trippy,
I think as a game it looks good. Like I really like the runner models. I like the whole concept of it and the lore they're building for it. And the first person thing obviously is fine for me. The way that they're approaching like the maps that we've seen look great. Like I can't find a fault with it yet, so that's why I'm really excited to play it when the server slam goes live, just so I can see like if I gel with it. Because when they did all the tests and stuff for Arc Raiders, admittedly I wasn't interested in Arc Raiders. I don't know why, but I wasn't. They did the server slam for Arc Raiders, they did the betas, didn't play a thing. And then as soon as it came out and I was like, okay, fine, I'll give it a go. Fell in love. So I'm hoping that I get a similar vibe with Marathon, where I haven't really done anything to do with it. I play it and I love it, and then I'll invest. I'll buy it. Easy cop. But yeah, it helps that I'm a huge extraction shooter fan. That's obviously going to weigh into it quite nicely for me.
Yeah. When is the when was their beta smash or whatever they call it?
26th. It
Okay.
starts the 26th. I think it runs to the 2nd of March.
Nice.
And then like 3 days later, the game comes out. So if you like it, you have a lot. And this is what they're doing as well. Like you've got so much that you can unlock in the beta that rolls across to the full game, which I like when they do that. I like it when they give you an incentive to play the test. Yeah, some Fuzzy Muffin talking about Peanut enjoyed it. It was just a really good video. So the burnt Peanut,
Nice.
one of the more divisive characters in recent creator space. Like the guy is constantly.
I don't
in the
trust
news for-
anybody who doesn't put their face on the internet.
Well, this is the thing. He came up.
Whoa!
Thank you. I'm so
immediately.
happy you
Caught
got
that immediately. Yes.
I didn't twig. But he was talking about it, and he was like saying how he was like he was obviously very conscious. People saying, "Oh, it's just an ad. You're like a creator. No one trusts you guys anymore." And I said when Highguard came out, I was like, bookmark all the creators saying this game is great and come back to them in 1 month. And we're almost at that date in like 10 days. But he was saying like it's actually really good. He says it's the movement's snappy and it's great and it's he was a big fan of it. And he was slam. I'm not. This isn't an ad. Like he's like fuck you guys. I'm not advertising it. I'm not paid or whatever. So, but it'll be interesting to see because I've always said it's going to have this really big. The landing is going to be big. They're going to obviously get all the creators involved in it, and all the the audience is going to come in, and the player counts are going to fly, the viewer counts are going to fly, but it's whether they stick the landing, right? Well, that's the testament. Let's see what happens.
Agreed, 100%. Like I'm not, and that's the thing. I can't deny that the gameplay looks good. It's just I know for a fact it is not my type of game. I can usually there are games where I can get over the first person thing
because it requires skill.
But I can get over the first person thing solely if I like the environment and what it looks like, but I can't. And bite me. It's a Bungie game. There's no skill required. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, damn. Jeez.
You 1v1 me on Rust, bro. That was always my stupid response. And no one ever would. You would never. Did any of you ever get that or get challenge somebody to it or get challenged to it and wasn't ever accepted?
Many
It was
times.
accepted?
Yeah.
Many times.
Not once did I have anybody accepted on me.
Because they thought, what's the point? It's just an easy win.
Nope. It's because they knew they were trash and I just run around and knife them in the head.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap it up. I want to go to bed.
Yeah, that's why I'm keeping the show going. I'm keeping the show going specifically so Tom can't sleep after long travels. But that is where we are going to wrap it up. You can follow us at Insider Gaming IG, insider-gaming.com, any social media platform you can find us. Download the Insider Gaming app for free on iOS and Android. Links in the description as always. AP is at the weekly rack up. The weekly wrap up. Grant is at Newcov_. Tom is at look for the snowmobile who, keeps him hidden from the world. You can find me at Mike Straw Media. And with that, AP, we missed you last week. I had to sign off and it's again very awkward. But now it's on you.
That's all good, man. I got your back now. For Grant, Mike, and Tom, I am, of course, your host with the most, A to the P, Albert Perkins, and we will see you on the inside.